for this Rise Nation team thus far. I think obviously he's still really young in Infinite Warfare, but this is a team that I know that they're expected to go past a team like Elevate. If they lose here, I think they got to go back to the drawing board before Vegas.
Oh, definitely. I think a lot of it's going to come down to the practice. It's what JCap mentioned. It said basically leading up to these first tournaments, you need to work hard, make the most of your time while practicing. And that isn't just playing 8s, that isn't just playing wagers, it's actually getting the time in with your team.
Well, it's interesting. It's like a lot of people, it's like they're about the grind, right?
Yeah.
They're just putting in the hours, and I feel like that's a little bit of the wrong way to approach it.
Right.
I feel like if you just put in, like, you don't have to put in a ton of hours. If the hours you put in are just well spent, like going over things, like playing with your team. It's like one of the things I hate seeing is like, when people do just play like wagers with other teams and they're just trying to fill in with other players.
Yep.
It's like you kind of lose that identity like in your own team, because you go in, you use some of that stuff, but your teammates are then also trying to do their role, and it may be just kind of messing some things up.
I mean, you were the coach of the greatest dynasty in the history of Call of Duty, so I'm
was.
sure you had some thoughts on how practice was meant to be played. How did that work out for your team? What was your main thing?
It was just put in the good hours. It
Yeah.
was just master the things that a lot of other people weren't putting time on. I mean, back in Black Ops 2, it's like one of the maps that we focused on was like Yemen, because we knew that if we were really good at Yemen, the other team would have to get rid of it,
Yeah.
or because we weren't, and then it would just kind of throw the veto system in our favor, like just little things like that. But you see the Elevate guys, they are ready to play here this morning. They've been looking good yesterday. I thought, against LG, they were a little bit outmatched. LG just so strong in the slaying department.
And that's no surprise, right?
But that's not a surprise, yeah.
You saw Zed there. Has his little smiley stress ball he's using here on Championship Sunday. Reedy, Shawnee, Watson, and Zed. I'll be honest, I think Puckett already has a crush on Shawnee, the new 18-year-old, looking hot yesterday. His first Championship Sunday, probably on a stage like this, playing against, again, a very top North American team. They've beaten them once. Can they do it twice now this weekend? Would serve what? Elevate or Rise Nation their 2 series losses?
Yeah, and I think if you are Elevate, you got to come into this pretty confident. You know the game well. You've already beaten this Rise Nation team.
Yeah.
I think you come out and you set a good tone for the series by like dominating this hard point. I think this could be a relatively easy series for Elevate to win.
And now, looking at this one, yesterday, Puckett brought up how Watson looked so fierce. He was so locked in for this team. He was shredding anything on the map. It was actually impressive to watch. He had no emotion. No emotion.
That's how Watson always looks.
Yes.
I mean, if you remember Watson from Aware during Advanced Warfare, that's the type of like game he brought. And I know
he like he hated everybody.
Yeah, no, he always looks angry. Like he's always like just super laser locked on his screen, has like no kind of like peripheral view of what's going on in the venue or anything. But Watson, just a very good assault rifle player. Last year, you didn't see it too much during Black Ops 3. You saw it a lot during Advanced Warfare. But so far in Infinite Warfare, he looks to be bouncing back.
Oh, he definitely does. Now, the maps we'll be playing in this series: Scorch Hardpoint, Retaliation Search and Destroy, Frost Uplink, Throwback Hardpoint, and Crusher Search and Destroy. So, big things I'm looking at here: Scorch Hardpoint. We saw the Europeans have some interesting spots in the last series using that propulsion. Does Elevate have anything up their sleeve again? It's these EU play styles that just catch North America off guard.
I'm sure they do. I mean, they're scrimming obviously other European teams. Yep. They've seen that before. I know when you saw that spot, you were like, "What the hell is this?"
I'm about to use that in Search and Destroy. I'm good to go.
No, I think they'll definitely come out with some spots like that, and I think this is a tough map for Rise Nation, because you look at this roster and like outside of Aqua, like who is like a Slayer, like a fast-paced Slayer? I feel like they don't really have that on this roster, and I feel like that's what this roster's kind of lacked even when they were Elevate last year.
We see now in the background Facento taking his seat. Was probably taking some glamour photos, coming on in, signing many autographs. He's such a beautiful specimen, as he'll get all set up and ready to play, and we'll be able to
world-renowned Facento.
World-renowned Facento, yes. We'll be able to bring you the final group play match before we get into our championship bracket. I know one thing I can look forward to this year, Matt, is so many of these crazy announcements. We've continued to touch on it because it's such big news. CWL Atlanta Open, something tells me we'll be seeing both of these rosters there in the future. Open to EU, NA, and APAC.
Yeah, so stoked for all the announcements that we had this weekend. More lands this year than ever. And I actually looked up the Georgia World Congress Center because I was like, what is that? It sounds like some kind of government building or whatnot. That's actually a very nice looking convention center.
Okay, I thought at the end you were going to throw us a little spin. It actually is a government center.
No,
we're somehow playing in their municipal building. But no, that's going to be a fun event. And what's even better is a few months later we will head back to this location right here, the Anaheim Convention Center, the CWL Anaheim Open, June 16th through the 18th again. NA, EU, and APAC, continuing that theme of the World League competition across all regions.
It's like we just left this area, like the greater Los Angeles area. It's like I feel like we just keep coming back.
Yeah, I don't know why we moved.
Yeah, I know. We're coming back here to Anaheim. Anaheim's always an awesome event for Call of Duty. I mean, we've seen in the past, some great games. EG versus Optic Gaming during Ghost. That was a fantastic game. And you look back even further, some fantastic Call of Duty games at Anaheim. That'll be definitely one of the fun ones.
And you talk about the gameplay itself. Yes, it's great, but the crowd, the energy in the building is basically unmatched. The only time I felt something even crazier was COD Champs final this past year with the EU versus NA battle.
Yeah.
What's awesome, though, what sets the stage for Champs next year will be that global LAN league we've talked about now. It's gone all over the internet. The first one in the history of competitive Call of Duty. 16 teams, 9 from NA, 6 from EU, 1 from APAC at the wonderful MLG Arena in Columbus, Ohio.
It's just going to be awesome watching these teams battle it out on LAN. I mean, that's what everybody wants to see, right? And I think you're just going to see some new rivalries kind of unfold. When you get the players in that live environment, they're going at each other, just playing consistently against each other. I feel like it's just going to spark some new rivals.
These guys can look forward to now major events on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
They're going to have to stay practicing, stay on top of their game, because guess what? They're playing here this weekend, but these squads will also be at MLG Vegas in just 10 days now.
It's
Here's
crazy
a look at
it's
the
that
graphic board.
close.
Yeah, it really is.
I remember when we announced it, I was like, oh, we got a lot of time for Vegas. And then now it's like we're already in December,
All right.
like 10 days away. It's going to be an
starting
awesome event. Excited to see the best teams in the world battle it out.
Well, I've got good news for you at home, folks. Vicento is here and ready to go. We're getting into game number 1 of this best of 5, the final group play matchup between Rise Nation and Elevate, a rematch from the 3-0 stomp Elevate had yesterday over Rise Nation. And we're going to watch Reedy off the break as he pushes towards bottom middle.
And I think it's much more important that the side of Rise Nation gets off to a good start here, because if they start to get kind of ran over by Elevate, I feel like shades of that 3-0 earlier are definitely going to come back into their minds. But see the first hard point here. This is one that's pretty hard to hold down, Jack. I mean, if you wipe the team out, sometimes the other team gets a split spawn. They converge. It's very difficult to get a lot of time here.
And you see how both teams are just kind of flooding in from both sides of the spawns. You have players spawning at deck for Rise Nation. Now Elevate pushing in from cave. They're just getting overwhelmed. Thankfully, Looney with this OSA is holding his lane for just a few brief moments. And look at that, 4 dead on Rise Nation. They've now been forced across the map. They don't have the favorable spawns for this turbine hardpoint, and Elevate look to take their first lead of this game.
Now, I'm just cycling through some of the players, just looking at the weapon choices. And on the side of Elevate, you actually have only 1 K-bar. So most of the players going with the OSA. I feel like that's going to be the gun of choice on this map.
Yeah.
With such close quarters engagements, the OSA, you can just see the things that it does up close.
Now I'm going to hop over towards the side of Rise Nation, see what Felony can do on this pinch, and actually his teammates do most of the work, and this is the spawn you expect him to get. This top hanger spawn, they've got to move across the sky bridge. He nearly picks up a second. Unfortunately, a team shot just a little bit too strong on the side of Elevate. Rise Nation already looking much better than they did yesterday, Matt, with a 40-second lead.
Yeah, and this hardpoint is so difficult to break when one team gets control, because when you get that top spawn, you have to try and get a pinch when you're trying to break these hills. And to go all the way across such a difficult lanes to trek all the way across the map, you waste a lot of time. And then if you don't break it, then you really only give yourself another, 20 seconds to get back towards the hardpoint. And you see Rise just breaking this game open.
Yeah, and you can spot how these spawns are playing. Multiple at deck for Rise, the rest coming in from Factory for the side of Elevate. Aqua, though, deciding, you know what, we don't need the rest of these 10 seconds. Let me get towards top hanger, wins the gunfight on the sky bridge. Nice job by him, but if you look at the back of the map, Watson actually got the spawn near this moon area, and he's going to go ahead, push right in, and get a 2-piece to lock the spawns down for his team.
And he definitely has an idea that the side of Rise Nation spawning in the back here. He actually pre-aims that, but he gets taken out very quick. Nice gun battle win there from Vicento. It's going to let Rise Nation get back inside of the hardpoint. Vicento's going to be able to grab 1, and now you see Rise Nation continuing to hold the hill. They're pulling away, and this is getting dangerous for the side of Elevate, because now they're going to have to start playing for the garbage time on a lot of these hills. They're going to give up the rotations to Rise Nation. And things are looking drastically different than yesterday in this matchup, where Rise Nation has come out, built a very big lead here early.
Well, Matt, we talked about yesterday, it seemed like every time Rise Nation went to get in a gunfight with Elevate, they were shooting at 2 people at once. It was such coordinated gameplay from Elevate. Now, though, it almost seems like the script has been flipped. Everyone positive or even. Vicento just dropped to even for the side of Rise Nation. They're in the zone. They're up by a full minute. They got the entire hangar time, and now they rotate towards Drill to see if they can break this hard point yet again.
Well, I mean, look, you don't want to really make it all about kills and deaths, but when you have, you know, 2 players on the side of Elevate kind of floating around, you know, double negative, it's going to be pretty easy for Rise, as long as everybody plays around even, for them to win this game. So that's why you see Rise in the lead here, but we saw it a lot yesterday. You kind of look at these stats in the first half, we'll reflect on it in the second half of the game, but if Reedy and Shawnee can really pick it up in the second half, you expect Elevate to make a bit of a comeback.
One of my favorite parts of the meta that's been developing is the use of these flechette grenades, the use of these tacticals. You're seeing them heavily in play still, and already they've had a major impact on this game. Looney, the way he locked down that hangar hardpoint was using that tactical, getting the flechette out, actually gave him the 2-piece he needed. Even now, the jammer grenades continuing to hit Watson and crew, and he's losing his minimap every time that happens.
Well, it's just like how the meta kind of develops in all Call of Duties, where at the beginning, nobody wants to use the tacticals. They feel like they don't make much of an impact, or the lethals or whatnot. And you see a lot of the players that we go on board with, if you look down at their perks, a lot of them are just, you know, running 1-2 perks. You see right here, you know, just a loaded up K-bar on Watson, where I feel like as time goes on, this is going to drastically change. You're not going to be able to load up your gun. You're going to see more lethals and tacticals come into the mix.
Well, that's the end of the first rotation, Matt. So far, this has been heavily in favor of Rise Nation, 111-57. And look right now, players getting closer to these payloads. Aqua now has Rewind. Zed has a payload of his own. How do they come into play? Expect to see them be brought out near this turbine hardpoint. Here, if you really use it, it's mainly just for scrap time, right? It really wouldn't be for too much if you wind up using them. Save it for a more impactful hardpoint, and with Rise Nation slaying out everything towards this hangar side, beautiful call-outs as well to watch this deck. Flawless gameplay right now.
Yeah, there would be no reason for Rise Nation to use any of these payloads on this. I mean, they're just dominating the kill feed. They're taking control of the game. You see everybody on a streak now for the side of Rise Nation. Vicento with the largest one at 5, and he's just searching for more kills. He's going to get taken out by Zed, but you hold on to those payloads to just try and break into that turbine in case the side of Elevate gets control early.
Vicento actually going to go ahead and use his overdrive because he spawned all the way out near the back rock area. So he wants to move up as fast as possible, not have his teammates spawn on top of him. Here is that time, though, Matt, where you mentioned having to pinch for this break. You cannot just flood down one lane. You need a coordinated effort. Felony with the camo is going to be the one to lead this charge. Challenge the first player. Actually gets rewinded on, so the camos actually burned. They trade the payload abilities. Now, though, because of Vicento's 2-piece across the map, Rise Nation will battle on through. Nice job by Felony and crew to get that pinch done.
Yeah, but yeah, that's exactly what you saw. I mean, it's what we talked about Elevate needed to do when the Turbine Hill came up first. They needed to pinch. They needed to go cross the map. They did not do it. Rise Nation there, you saw Vicento from one side, Looney from the other, and just the fact that it just forces the player inside the hardpoint to just pick one direction to look at. And Vicento comes in, picks up a big 2-piece. Now, Looney comes in, cleans up one. They're able to get control.
Now, they just got across the map, and there's 10 seconds left. They're playing for the scrap time, but because they flooded themselves across the map, they gave up these spawns for this new hardpoint. I'm wondering if it winds up being worth it. I guess when you're killing everything in sight as a team, which they are doing right now, you can get away with it. Now positive 20 as a lineup. But against other teams, I'm not sure if that play call will wind up flying.
No, I don't think so. I think you're going to have to rotate a little bit earlier against some of the tougher competition. But see, Vicento's able to just dart in. He's going to pick up 2 more kills. And Vicento coming in here a little bit late to the match, but he is not shown in his gameplay. 26 and 17 on another streak here. A lot of good hill time. Now, this is one where I feel like Rise Nation, they didn't need to rotate early just because they felt so confident in their gun skill to be able to break these hard points.
I'll tell you right now, Matt, this is the Rise Nation I expected to see yesterday. Now on Championship Sunday, showing their true colors in this first map. Elevate not out of it yet, but really these kills they're getting, they're just trying to trade. They're still down by over a minute. There's nothing going for him here. Finally, Shawnee making his impact be felt, currently sitting at 17-21, but look at Reedy. 13-28. One of the more vocal European players, quiet right now.
I mean, he's pretty emotional, right?
Yep.
I mean, if you're going to be a guy who just rides on, you know, emotion, momentum, and you're just not playing well, it's just going to get you in your own head. You're going to kind of psych yourself out a little bit. So looking to see if Reedy can bounce back in map number 2. Does not seem like he's going to put together a good map number 1. As you see Rise Nation pretty close to closing this game out. I know you're on the drill hardpoint right now. You see it's going to be Elevate in control of the hill. They're just trying to push their way through. And if you're a Rise Nation, you just can't let, you know, the guys on Elevate just stack up. You can't let them get streaks. You can't let them get those payload abilities and get a lot of time and just kind of swing the game in their favor. Then that's when you start to get worried.
Yeah, and right now Elevate They are doing a nice job of trading efficiently in this hard point. They're not overexposing themselves. They're shoulder peeking for a second, putting a couple shots down range, giving their teammates the opportunity to push up towards control. They're going to do just that, pinch down on these final players. Elevate now back within 20 seconds, Matt, and it's because of a flawless hold here on Drill. What made this possible?
I mean, they just didn't push all the way up through Drill. So what they did is they just kind of sat here in the middle. We've been on with Shawnee for a very long time, just playing on his side of the Drill. And that's just going to force Rise to just keep getting that consistent spot in the back of control. So very smart play there from Elevate. And they have control of the center hardpoint. And if Rise Nation were to lose this is just an insane failure on their part.
I think I jinxed them on that hangar hardpoint. I said they've completely flipped the script from yesterday. Now, though, they've completely gone quiet, and a lot of it is that lack of slaying. Looney and Aqua were both positive 3 to 5 each, now both negative. The kills just aren't being found. Shawnee's like 12 and 2 on his last 2 lives. This guy can't be stopped.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about, Shawnee and Reedy can pick it up in the second half. Shawnee definitely has, and it's thrown the game in Elevate's favor. This is what I feel like Rise Nation is going to struggle with. It's like they don't have somebody who game to game consistently is going to be that main slayer. You look and think it's going to be Aqua, but right now, he's only 24 and 29. Now, Elevate, only 4 points away from taking the lead, and it looks like they're going to do it, Jack. And
oh, my God.
Look at the rotations coming in for Turbine. It's going to be the side of Elevate there early, so things are not looking good for Rise Nation.
Do you use reactive here for Shawnee? No, he actually gets caught off guard. So
I think you save it.
Yeah, not going to have it available quite yet. He's going to have to come off the respawn near deck. Elevate getting all the kills they need to, as the pressure from Factory just is not working right now for Rise Nation. And Matt, it's because there's no pinch.
If you're Rise Nation, you need to slow it down, because right now you see they're just trying to flood through that top side. You can't keep flooding. You have to just slow it down. You have to get a pinch going, because otherwise you're just going to keep staggering your spawns. You're going to go one by one, and you're going to let Elevate take this time with ease.
Matt, the score was 187 to 80. It's now 230 to 200.
This would be a
Rise
really bad
Nation
loss.
have gotten 13 seconds on the last 4 hard points. Elevate still in control. They're now yelling on the main stage. What has happened? A total collapse from Rise Nation in game 1.
This would be a really bad
God.
loss for Rise Nation if they lose map number 1. And Elevate getting very close. Watson, I don't know what the attempt was there, but you see Aqua, he's going to be up top. It's going to be Rise Nation set up inside of the hard point. They basically need to hold this entire thing if they're going to come back and take this map number 1. Rise was in control for most of the game, and Elevate has made a crazy comeback here towards the end.
Looney actually grenades his teammate there, and everyone from Rise Nation will spawn out. Facento needs to stay alive. If he gets killed off once, that could spell disaster. Thankfully, his teammate's now here. Smoke grenades coming into play. The score, 247 to 221. Look at the time left on this hard point. Rise Nation can still win on this hangar hill, so Elevate have to go for the contest. Rise Nation now getting the kills. This is absolutely possible, man. 4 dead again. Elevate now spawning out.
Yeah, and just you can see the play from Elevate just really frantic right now. They seem to be panicking. All the kills going in Rise Nation's favor.
Oh, no!
You see just every kill going in Rise's favor. Everybody on a streak. Rise Nation's so close to closing this one out.
They just have to contest for a second, and they will. But look, is anybody near for this next hard point? Will Elevate win off this? No! And there's already pressure here for Rise Nation. That might have been the biggest blunder of the game. Elevate aren't here! Rise Nation win at 250 to 249, as no one was ready for the rotation to drill. They put all their eggs in one basket. They said, you know what? Let's win it off this hangar hard point, and they got control of it a half a second too late.
Like, you just think about how little sense that makes, what they did there. It's like, you knew the rotation was going to come in from the side of Rise Nation. You knew maybe they're going to send only 2 players over towards that drill hard point. But it's like, why commit all 4 players to fight 2, and then you're going to kill them, spawn them out closer to drill, and then not have anybody there? It just, oh man, you saw the panic set in there from the side of Elevate. It's going to be Rise Nation taking map number 1.
Yeah, the scoreboard says otherwise, but Rise Nation do take that one, 250 to 249. Facento, 44 and 32, turned it up at the end. Felony, 37 and 32. 255 in the hard point and 22 defense.
You could see the panic set in, though,
what
from
was
Elevate
that?
there towards the end. That is a sick game there from Felony on the side of Elevate. I believe you had Shawnee come together with a pretty good game there towards the end. Had a rough first half, but turned around the second one. That is one where Rise, they should have definitely won that by a large margin.
Yes.
Like, that's a win for Rise Nation, but I would not chalk that up as a good win. Like, I would not be excited about that.
Yeah.
I feel like Elevate gave that game away in the end. Like, that game was theirs to come back and take, and just some really... I mean, when you see the smokes coming out and everybody just flooding in, like, that's like a sign of desperation.
Yeah.
Like, you're just kind of freaking out.
Because what was interesting was their strategy was to wind up not... Their strategy was to wind up using those smoke grenades to stall and play the rotation for the next hill. The issue was they did that, and they were able to get it to go to the next hill.
They never went.
But they never went. They never went as a team. They flooded it. So you knew what their game plan was, and they were playing the contest for the rotation, but they had no one on the rotation.
Yeah, that just last whole 20 seconds of gameplay made absolutely zero sense for the side of Elevate.
And what's funny is you bring it up, Matt, but you talked about how frantic and crazy it got. That is the epitome at the end there of where they were so tunnel vision on just getting to that hard point that they had no one there next. A rough game 1 loss. I guess the silver lining for Elevate was that they were down by 110 and only lost by 1 second.
I mean, maybe Elevate thinks that they get there a second earlier, and they're able to kill that guy off. I mean, a second earlier, they end up winning that game, on that hard point.
Yep.
But at the same time, I mean, they just do not get it. You can't throw all your eggs at that hard point in that situation. I mean, the smoke's coming out, great. I get you're trying to contest it, but like, just take a deep breath and just try and get a good push going.
Well, finally, it does look like Rise Nation will win a map against Elevate. We are going into game number 2.
They've done the impossible, Jack.
They have done the impossible, Matt. Game 2 will be Retaliation, Search and Destroy. Rise Nation on offense first. And they're gonna. This is what we saw from them yesterday, and from what I've seen in scrims, these teams just love to flood near this lower street, get aggressive on the bomb, take control of roof, which they do have with Felony, and look, they can go for this plant right away.
What I love is everybody on offense goes over towards this B bomb site. They stack it pretty heavy, and the defense is still kind of like trying to spread out or like attacking middle map. It's like, well, why don't we just 4-hit over at B? Just catch them off guard, but kills being exchanged from both teams here early. It's going to be a 3v3. Watson picks up another one for Elevate. So Elevate looking in a good position to take this round.
Sento's actually got himself in the best spot, and I love this position from Looney. As long as he doesn't get pinched from the garage area, he sees the grenade, not phased by it though because he has that blast shield ready. Now down to a 2-on-2. Facento does get traded on out. Looney going to have to be the hero for his team. He stops one, gives away his position with 13 seconds left, and he's going to have to check this bomb sooner rather than later. Questionable decision there from Looney. You saw the player get just behind cover in time. He'll be kicking himself for that one.
Yeah, I feel like if he doesn't put down those shots, he can get into a much better position,
100%.
Without a doubt. I mean, they had no idea where he was. He could have came, just kill that player on the bomb. The other players coming through garage probably would not have been able to get some shots on Looney. He could have actually just hid behind the other car down over closer towards the site. So right there around where you thought Rise Nation could have clutched it up, Looney with a little bit of a misplay there towards the end. Going to be Elevate taking round 1.
Granted, we have all the information in the world,
we do.
Right? So we can obviously tell where the defuse is if there's a player on it. Looney having to play a little bit more frantic there, but either way, that will be a round win for Elevate, setting the tone for the second game. Now back on offensive. Looks like they're going to take a page out of the Rise Nation book and play aggressive here towards B as well. But look at Rise Nation.
Play, but yeah, no, it's a nice play from Rise Nation. We're finally seeing a fast hit over down towards the A site. It looked like a lot of players going on the flank, and Felony's able to get one. And now just at the ready, he's just closing down the lanes of the map that the side of Elevate can go, right? I mean, when you have control of this bridge area and you have the second player Aqua up in market here, you pretty much know you trapped them in that bottom street.
Yep, and look at how far back of the map Watson still is. Will this timing work in his favor? This is going to come down to the second. There it is. Okay, so Watson waits patiently, gets the kill, but unfortunately across the map, his teammates do die. So just like that, he's left by himself in a 1 versus 3. And he's going to check his objective right away, able to get one, but Aqua trusting his teammate in Felony to trade that kill. 1-1 now the score, as Rise Nation will tie it up. Yeah,
and Watson in a tough spot there in the 1v3. I mean, you can't really kind of take some time. You knew there was one player on the bomb. Maybe like just questioning, like, well, why is he just flying in there, like just trying to pick up those kills? That's really the only option he had. He needed to take that player out in top bedroom and then focus towards the bomb site, and he was just not able to locate that second player.
Not at all. Heading now into round 3. We've seen a lot of focus towards this B site. Is there any reason to go A for these teams?
No.
Still, Rise Nation looks like they're saying no.
I mean, when you're so close towards this B bomb site, and with the way teams are playing it defensively, with only playing like one player in market, not really challenging, no, there's really no reason to try and risk it going all the way down the bridge over towards A.
Nice job by Zed. He goes towards top roof, cleans up 2 players. That'll put Aqua in the awkward position of a 1 versus 4. Does get one. Nearly has a second, but his position has been given up. He's going to get pressure from all sorts of angles. Imagine, he earns the rewind right there, uses it, goes back up top. Maybe a chance. Unfortunately, though, not quick enough on the triggers. Here it is from Watson's perspective as they just flooded him with 3 players.
And I liked how Elevate played that on the defensive end. They just put right down the middle of the map, down Hotel Hallway.
Yep.
We actually saw Orbit do that yesterday, and it was pretty effective. You just kind of close off a lot of the angles on the map. I think that's a defensive strategy we'll see coming in more into play. I feel like you'll see more teams stack up B on defense or just push straight through the middle of the map.
You really can't go for a quick plant on B if your team doesn't have roof control. It's
No.
as simple as that. And when you lose those gunfights up there, that's almost a round loss automatically.
You lose one gunfight up there and you just give up that whole like patio area.
Yep.
It's really difficult, almost impossible to get the bomb down up B because you're getting crossfire. You have players shooting from market, top bedroom, in that top patio area. It's going to be very difficult to get the bomb down.
Well, this objective will be planted. Felony in an awkward gunfight from this top bedroom window. He's got players all around him. I'm not sure if he recognizes it as of yet. As the second he peeks here, he should be cleaned up quite easily. Rise Nation still looking for the best way to push this one right on through. They've got a player coming from the arch steps, which will be Aqua. Felony's there as well. Aqua's able to get one, but unfortunately his teammate does die. Beautiful shots from Shawnee to close out 2. There's another round win for Elevate, as they'll now go up 3-1.
Yeah, I don't think they had any idea where Shawnee was positioned. You saw Felony just jump out, try and pick up a kill there, and as soon as Felony drops, Shawnee's able to take him out. Wow, some nice shots there from Reedy, actually able to connect with a little bit of a bag through that van there.
Yep.
Let's take out the final player, and it is Elevate up 3-1.
Elevate continuing to look good. They're now on defense. I want to see this setup on defense because Zed was the one that challenged towards his top roof area. Instead, though, right now, now this is looking like what Rise Nation did back in round 1, where they just flood down this bridge side and hope they can catch someone off guard.
But is this a better flank than just kind of pushing straight up through Hotel? I feel like this is, you're not going to get as much like bang for your buck if you go all the way down bridge. I mean,
yeah.
It's a little bit more riskier, and you don't get any that control in the middle of the map that you need. And you see Vicento and Looney picking up a kill apiece.
This round's done.
Yeah, this round is kind of done dusted.
Vicento playing so far back, not far enough back though, says Shawnee, as he'll go ahead, try to make this one interesting. The objective actually hasn't been planted yet. There, now it finally goes down, and they will put it down for market side, which lets them go ahead, play towards this back statue area, sit behind this fountain, and I don't see how this is possible. I don't think this is possible for Shawnee to win.
No, it's almost impossible. I mean, 1v3, especially where the bomb is planted, you see, I mean, Looney's going to have eyes on him as soon as he crosses.
Oh my
3
God.
players in market.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
You just see on X-Ray, it is going to be near impossible to win this. I mean, side of Rise Nation would have really had to give that round away.
Yeah, what I found interesting there, too, is they're not even trying to flank the 3 players. They're not even sending one behind him to try to pinch him. They just know there's no way he can hop this bomb. Let's just stay here, keep peppering down shots. And you see there, it's an assist from Felony alongside Aqua to get that kill traded on through. Rise Nation keeping this one close. They still have the daunting task ahead of coming back into this game. We'll go ahead, watch Elevate again on offense, and they're still going to favor this B site. No reason to push towards A.
No, and I do like how Elevate's actually sending a player to
they're
Reedy up
going
at
for
that
this
top
now.
hotel, and you do see it's going to be Rise Nation pushing straight down. It's going to be Zed grabbing one,
Whoop.
uses the rewind, comes back. Fantastic play there by Zed.
He knows his life is more important than anything. You might as well save it, win another offensive round, continue that number advantage into the defensive side for you in this series. Zed just playing close, and now they're going to get passive with planting this objective. Matt, do you agree with this decision?
Yeah, I don't think there's really a reason to force it at this moment in time. This map is so large that I feel like you're just going to force Rise Nation to just split up on the defensive end and cover every site, and then you're able to get another easy pick.
Teams just wrapped around each other. They just wound up pushing through the hallway. Didn't see them coming from bridge. Now the objective will go down. Another gunfight victory, this time for Reedy. And Rise Nation are sitting there going, wait, what just happened? How did we miss that? We had that side of the map covered, unfortunately. They'll go ahead and drop this round. Elevate now 2 rounds away from tying up the series 1-1.
Well, you just see how large this map is, obviously, just by the mini-map and just seeing it being played, and it's very difficult to get those rotations down. And once you get that first blood, if you don't go and plant at B right away, just forces the team to just split up. I mean, let's say they have 3 players, so they got to leave 1 at B, 1 in that mid-hotel, and then 1 all the way to A. Like,
not a good setup.
And you can trade those kills out easy. I mean, there's nobody there on the defensive end that can get good follow-up and trade another kill out. So it's a fairly easy side to win on offense once you get that first blood.
if you're Rise Nation now, you've got a quiet game so far from Looney. Felony has been kind of trading these gunfights top patio, like right there, another 3v3.
But where's the follow-up, though?
Does he need more support up there?
Yeah, I mean, where is that next kill? I mean, you have another player up there. You're able to trade that out.
And look, Rise Nation, they're just like, okay, we've got to make something happen. Let's just push through market.
Yeah. So it'll be well, now they came to stop in market, and they've kind of trapped themselves a little bit because now you have Shawnee on the other side.
Oh, look at that grenade!
If you're at Elevate, you can pinch on this in market, just trap them in here, and you see Shawnee just doing a nice job staying alive. It actually looks like Reedy is the one who's coming on this flank, but it's just a little bit too long.
Oh, he might have the timing he needs. And is this an ERAD? Am I seeing an ERAD? What? An ERAD brought out here in Search and Destroy?
We saw it yesterday when they actually...
we saw yesterday in Game 1, and then everyone switched to the OSA.
No, we saw it yesterday actually on this map in S&D because they use it to actually just push down that hotel hallway and try and win those close quarter engagements.
All right, I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
It definitely hurts them later in the round, though, when they have to
like
fight
right there.
anywhere outside of the hotel hallway.
I can look at the minimap right now. There are a lot of places that aren't the hotel hallway.
No, yeah, there's the ERAD is pretty much that little line in the middle of your screen. That's where it's useful.
and then everywhere around
outside of that is
you don't want it.
No.
So Rise Nation just say, you know what, guys, let's hold hands and let's just try to make something interesting happen. They need to work on their defensive plays, and they know that, so they're just going to go for it all. They know Watson always plays back here. They're doing the same thing, and I think Rise Nation are beginning to adapt, Matt, as this game has gone on.
Oh, yeah, they just bait Watson out. They had Felony actually just run by, and Watson just jumps out of that back broken area, tries to chase the kill. They're able to take him out relatively easily. It's a 4v1 scenario here. Sean, the only one alive, has the reactive armor. Don't think you'd use it in this round, obviously. No. You still have a one-round cushion. Worst case scenario, obviously, Rise Nation ties this game up. You want that reactive armor for later in the game.
And I swapped over to the other team just to show you how this is how North American players play S&D. You're in a 3v1, you run around together. You don't stay stationary because one player gets picked off, someone can run right away. If they're all moving, if they're all holding hands together, there's a very slim opportunity for a 3v1 clutch.
Which I feel like Search and Destroy has kind of just changed in the pro scene over the last year and a half or so.
Oh my gosh. See, like, you don't want that to happen.
No, you do not want that to happen. Now it actually becomes an interesting... Now you could use reactive armor. So now when you get the 1v2 scenario, you have an idea of both players in market.
Oh!
They actually stacked up there. If he actually pops his reactive, he may be able to win that.
I think he gets that 1v2 down. Shawnee nearly getting the 1v4. I just look over at Felony. He's shaking his head going, that does not need to be that close, guys. We should be closing out those rounds with ease. Now they're just trying to strategize. Your play worked on defense. Sending 4 people down the bridge worked. But now where do you go on the offensive side?
These teams are so evenly matched.
Yep.
I mean, it just seems like even in the hard point, right? Like one little minor mistake or one kill here or there could have decided that one.
250 to 249, yes.
And I feel like Search and Destroy, obviously, we're heading towards a round 11 with how evenly matched these teams are. Now, you saw yesterday Elevate. They win in the 3-0 scenario, but easily just today, Rise Nation could come back and 3-0 them. So it'll be Rise on offense now. Trying to make a play over towards that B bomb site. You have Felony up here. He's going to lock down that top patio. So not going to be able to create a crossfire on the defensive end for Elevate. So Rise, they should be able to get the bomb down with relative ease if they choose to do so.
Is this a round where you use this active camo? Do you try to secure a free first blood for your team? It appears no, because they're just waiting too long to make something happen. And the pressure from Zed and crew, they get enough information to challenge 3 towards this top roof. And why is that, Matt? Because there's never been anyone there to help Felony.
No, I mean, you know Felony has been playing solo there the entire time, so why not just try and isolate him and take him out? But Rise Nation, they battle back things into a 2v2 scenario, so see what they decide to do, whether they rat bomb or they just kind of play a little bit slower and try and force the issue over towards B. You see the side of Elevate, they've actually stacked over towards the B bomb site here. And I think with 20 seconds left, you have to have an idea of rotations coming in.
Yeah, they're just playing back-to-back, seeing exactly where they could go with this one.
I'm shocked they have not decided to move.
It looks like now they're going to get this one going, and this will actually earn Looney his reactive armor. Does he get the bomb planted? He does, but immediately gets killed off. It's Aqua in the 1 versus 2. Shawnee, Watson pushing right through. Do you use the reactive armor here? You might have to. No reason to when Shawnee's hitting headshots like that. Round 9 goes over to the Europeans as they'll put themselves back up by 1.
So now you kind of get into this battle where, you know, who's going to use their reactive armor first and who gets the better use of it. I feel like that's what this next round will come to decide. I wonder if one team decides to save it and just like not use it and try and win the round just straight up. Try and bait the other team into using it.
The big thing will not only be baiting the team into using it, but actually re-earning it, because yes, Shawnee has it, but he has to get points to wind up being able to use it in this round. But here we go. This is Elevate now saying, you know what? Any curveball you throw at us, we'll dish it right back. And this time around, it's a 4-man hit down the street. They've got Overdrive popped as well. Felony actually uses his payload, which is at ammo and sneaks behind 3, but he gives away his position and actually doesn't even clean up a single kill. It could be the defining moment of this game as Felony had 3 in his sights and walks away empty-handed. The bomb has been planted. It's a 4-on-1. Looney left by himself.
There was 0 chance they were going to turn around and check that. They were just going to keep running straight down the bridge. Felony would have been able to pick up at least 2 kills. We wait a split second. The reactive armor is going to come in. Looney's going to pick up a second one. So can Looney clutch this? It would be a 1v4 scenario. So he's gotten 2 already. And then now both players for Elevate just going to stack up on the bomb, watch each other's back, and Looney's actually running out of time. He's taking a very long route here.
This is the longest route you could take, and he's still checking corners as well.
You don't have enough time to do this.
7.5 second defuse time. He has no idea where these final 2 are. There's one.
Oh my.
Did he see the spot of the second player? 15 seconds remaining. He's got to move quick. Time ticking down. Will Looney check it in time? Looking at every single wrong corner. I thought he had an idea of where he was.
I thought he saw him jump up.
I thought he did too, but Looney in the end can't make the 1v4 happen, and we'll have ourselves a tied series going into Uplink on Frost.
Because we can see slightly on X-Ray, like if they see them or not.
Yeah.
I actually thought you saw him come out of grave and like jump up and then lay down behind that truck. Evidently, Looney did not see him in that position.
Ooh, there was a clip a few weeks ago of Clayster nearly clutching a 1v4 in the exact same way where the player hid behind that back tank.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if Looney watched that and said, you know what, let me go check that same spot, because if he did here, it would have won him that round. Unfortunately, we talked about how long it was taking for him to go towards that push to make it happen. In the end, Elevate wind up winning that map, and it will go ahead and tie the series up 1-1 going into Uplink.
Yeah, Elevate getting a win there. You see Shawnee with a very nice game, goes 11-5. The side of Rise Nation, you saw Looney, he played well, 9-7 at that one round we thought could have just baited that out a little bit longer. Felony makes the same mistake there towards the end. Those are 2 rounds that you think Rise Nation could have taken, then they get a 2-0 lead. Now we have the series tied 1-1 though.
This gets me excited because we get to see how this Elevate squad plays in Uplink. We'll go ahead, get this game all set for you as we just do some quick updates here for the Codcaster. And we'll look forward to getting into this Uplink. And we know we're going to get another hard point. So we already saw 250 to 249 hard point. Could happen again here.
You know, I think if you go to another hard point, I think actually Elevate's pretty happy about getting that second hard point, because I feel like they kind of gave that. Well, I don't want to say they gave it away, right? I mean, they were making a comeback. They took the lead. They were in a great position to close it out, and then, you know, Rise Nation just at the end with a little bit of a blunder, a help from the side of Elevate, they're able to win that one. I feel like if you are Elevate, you're pretty happy to get into another hard point. It'd be interesting, though, whether they can win this Uplink or not.
Well, let's get into it. It's game number 3, Frost Uplink. I'm watching the Europeans again. This one tied up 1-1 going into game 3. And off the break, we're watching the side of Elevate as they push towards middle.
Now, okay, Codcaster all set up, ready to go.
Sorry, I got it now.
You got it now, Jack. You're a professional.
Yep, we're good. We're good.
So you see it's going to be just trying to lock down this top ship area, and such an important part of the map you want to control. You do not want to bring that drone ridge side.
Sendo peeking in through ice. So we've talked a lot about how important sub bay is. You're watching Elevate already come off the spawns and push right in towards this ship side. Try to make sure they can't have this open lane be taken over by the North American Powerhouse squad and Rise Nation. They do a good job cleaning up a couple kills. They know somewhere Looney's sneaking behind them. There it is, and now that'll give them the green light to push on forward with the drone.
Wait, the way you want to play this is a little bit like how you would play throwback, right? Where you want to spawn the opposing team on the top side of the minimap. You want to put some more focus down towards this bottom ship area. You're able to get towards there, create some nice sight lines when you're able to get into the other team's base to start the spawn camps.
Felony and crew trying to push on up, and what helps him when he's moving this drone is Facento clearing out everybody in front of him. Melts down another, and this should be a dunk. But how do Rise Nation play for the mid control? Because look, they went for that right away, Matt. And this drone control, they have nobody here. Elevate, now get 4 dead, and this could be an easily counter cap opportunity for the European squad. Yeah, and
it's going to be Elevate taking the drone in towards ship here, so you're going to see they're going to try and spawn out Rise Nation's top side. They just need to pick up these kills, though. It's going to be Shawnee just moving in, trying to get a 1-point throw off, and it's not going to connect. The kill's coming in from Rise Nation, so a good defensive hold from Rise.
They clear out their base, and it was almost a blessing in disguise that they went 4 dead and spawned up on their portal. Because if they weren't, I think that's absolutely a score due to where they're positioned on the map.
Without a doubt. Now it's going to be Rise Nation with a good chance to counter camp here. As you see, it's going to be a 1-point throw that is not connected, actually.
It's become part of the snow.
It gets caught in the snow.
That's something that's happened to all of us playing games outside.
I actually never played games outside as a kid.
Yeah, who am I kidding? Look at me.
Yeah, I stayed indoors. There was no reason to go outside.
I'm as pale as that wall right in front of him right now. As the drone will reset towards middle map. Elevate and crew still with the map positioning that they want to have. They have someone pushed up the sub bay. That's going to be Shawnee all the way near back helipad. A second player charges on through. They've got a lead blocker by this drone, but actually for a second their momentum is stopped because Watson doesn't trade the kill quick enough. Intercepted as well.
I feel like that is
what is happening?
That is the same exact thing they tried on their first throw attempt.
Yeah.
They go to make a throw, and it's just Rise Nation just throwing bodies in front of the drone.
Makes sense.
And they're able to get the interception, and now you see Rise bringing the drone topside. This is something we do not see quite often. This is a side you usually want to stay away from pushing the drone.
And it's looking like Elevator now realizing that and frantically running over towards this area. They're just going to play from back construction, and this is the right way to do it. Looney knows he's got to drop on back, try to play for research. There's the hands towards Zed. Does he settle for a 1? They've gotten 3 dead. They can absolutely push this one up for a dunk. And Vicento again, 10 and 6 near double positive. Another 2-piece to push this.
And it was such a smart play by Looney just to wait, give Vicento the chance to pick up that other kill on the base. You knew you were going to be able to get the 1-point throw off regardless, but trying to get the 2 points on the board. And it's going to be Rise Nation successfully doing that as Vicento picks up the kills.
How many times now in the kill feed in this game, Matt, we've seen 3, 4 dead for the side of Elevate? It's why Rise have 2 dunks already.
I mean, it's just Elevate just being so far pushed back into their base, and the times they actually get on the offense, they're not actually able to pick up the kills in Rise Nation's base. Every time we see Elevate get close, the kill feed's just dominated by Rise. Elevate goes for a 1-point throw, it's intercepted. Rise Nation, they've just done a good job being patient with the drone and just forcing the engagements inside the base of Elevate.
Look at them try to force this one through. Don't think it's going to happen as Vicento will just drop back for the moment. A good hold from Elevate. 1 minute remaining inside number 1. They'll just let this one reset, I believe. No, they'll pick this one up and try to move it through this research blue side, move it towards Cliff, and maybe try to make something happen at the final moment.
But I feel like this is a little bit of like desperation kind of setting in, just trying to get points on the board here because they do not want to bring that drone ridge side. He actually cuts it back, now trying to get over towards the ship side of the map. But you see Reedy, I mean, he's just being converged on the middle of the map. I mean, there's nothing he can do.
His teammates die inside blue, and he realizes I could easily be shot in the back at any moment. Where can he even go with that drone? He just kind of sits in middle map and hopes that someone crosses into his sight lines. 25 seconds left. Vicento still getting so aggressive. What a game he's having here, folks. 14 and 8. A lead blocker again. He does get hit by the tactical. Does the drone go through? Nothing as of yet. A nice hold by Reedy with the help of his teammates. And what's that? 4 or 5 times we've seen the drone get right in that red zone, but no capitalize.
So that's where you saw it was Rise Nation trying to force that one in for 2. It just does not work out in their favor. So you have Reedy with drone in hand, Watson trying to lead the charge, and Watson falls. The clock runs out, not able to get the 1-point throw off. It's going to be Rise Nation up 4-0 here going into the second half.
Couple nice interceptions for Rise Nation, keep Elevate scoreless. But 2 times Rise were within 5 feet of the portal for a dunk and didn't actually get it. So a 4-0 lead. Elevate, I think they're sitting here going, it wasn't our best half. We can absolutely make something happen here inside 2, though.
Yep. Just not a good half for the side of Elevate. Can they put together a pretty good half here in the second one? We saw a lot of success that Rise Nation had, just getting close quarters into the other team's base and winning some gunfights from the side that Elevate is on. So maybe we can see Elevate do the same thing.
Vicento's trying to just stay alive middle, and once again, they lose a gunfight near Cliff, and that gives them no peace of mind. They have to be worried about getting hit from that high wall run. So Vicento just gets shot in the back. Reedy is here with this drone, but look in the kill feed. Everyone dead again. Matt, you're shaking your head.
It's been the difference between the 2 teams. Elevate has gotten control of the drone. They've gotten into an advantageous position. The rest of the players outside of the drone carrier cannot pick up the kills. Whenever we see Rise Nation get into a spot where they have the opportunity to make a play and put points on the board, you're seeing Vicento pick up kills, Aqua picking up kills as well. And that's what's really allowed, obviously, Rise Nation to get these easy scores.
Looney just trying to make a hero play happen, and Aqua actually kills 3. Still has this rewind if he wants to use it. He's looking for any chance to go for 1. Not going to happen here as Cryo is shut down by Watson and crew. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. 6 minutes of this game so far. Elevate have been held scoreless.
I feel like if you were to draw a line down like the middle of the minimap, Elevate has been so far pushed back in their base the entire time. They pretty much get to like mid-map, and then they just get pushed back by Rise Nation. So Rise Nation's done a fantastic job here in uplink, able to keep map control.
And we've talked about this a little bit yesterday, too. Now we're seeing it again today, where the slaying isn't hugely one-sided.
No.
But it's the kills that Elevate are getting are right at their portal. So they have no map positioning. Even there, they get 3 dead on Rise Nation. But Rise Nation still have the drone control.
Yeah, it doesn't exactly matter kills to death.
There you
it
go,
just kind of matters where these kills are coming in, because like you just said, Jack, I mean, all the kills for Elevate are pretty much coming on the defensive end in their base. As soon as they push up, it's Rise Nation just dominating the kill feed. So Elevate now trying to get control of the ship area. They have drone in hand. See if they can pick up some kills to make a good offensive push.
Yeah, you can see Watson. This has always happened, Matt. Again, that's got to be the 7th or 8th time where this drone has been in a prime spot. They've got there. They had sub control, but there's just nothing to show for it.
It's like you have drone control. You have control of the side of the map that you want to bring the drone. It's just you cannot pick up any kills. And now you see it's going to be Rise Nation on the offense. They have 2 players inside the Elevate base. This is an easy 2-point play. It's going to be 3 kills coming in from Elevate, but the damage is done. A 2-point play goes on the board for Rise Nation. Now Elevate, though, they have drone control.
But they're not picking it up.
Toss it for...
They're not going to get it.
They don't do anything with it. I mean, they have all 4 up. They had an easy chance to get drone and bring it over towards ship, and they don't take it.
0 points so far in 8 minutes. What needs to happen, if there's anything that can happen, for them to get 4 dunks in this game to take the lead and actually win this match?
They need to pick up some kills outside of playing defense in their own base. I mean, that's realistically where this game's been decided. I mean, you've seen a lot of control.
Oh, felony!
This is going to be points.
Felony! Oh, that would have been so sick.
He should have just taken the 1.
Yeah, right. He probably should have settled there, but who cares? When your team is in this good of a position, he's trying to make something flashy happen. 1 minute and 50 seconds left. I'm just trying to watch anybody from Elevate to see if they can make a hero play, but nothing has shown for me why I should think they come back in this game.
Yeah, it seems like Elevate, as soon as they've been getting slayed out in the middle of the map, they started to play a little bit passive. Like, they're just playing really slow, just not trying to get aggressive up the map, and you kind of saw that happen there towards the end, where they had the drone. They had a great chance to get the drone. I mean, they had 4 players mid-map. They just don't even take it. They're just trying to set up and ship and just pre-aim, and they're just still not even winning those engagements. So a rough game from Elevate.
Last series, we saw the European squad take this Frost uplink map. This time around, though, not going to be the same. Rise Nation will go back into Hardpoint, up in the series, but with how the first Hardpoint went, Matt, I
barely won it.
I have no idea how to call this one. The next game will actually be throwback. So, an opportunity for players to shine with whatever weapons they want. I have a feeling it's going to be mainly OSAs and K-bars. But here comes another chance to score. Let's see if they all get shut down. There's 1.
All right, so they get 1. Now they just need to trade these kills out effectively. But look, they pick up the 1 kill, and then they just pull back.
Yeah.
Why not just force this?
A camo dunk!
Here it is.
There you go.
Some points on the board. But, like, you have the man advantage. All you need to do is trade those kills out. You get that first kill, you need to go. You cannot just fall back.
Well, this one is done and dusted, folks. Rise Nation will go up 2-1 in this best of 5. We'll head to another respawn game mode up next. Rise Nation fighting for their tournament lives. Remember, every single match today is an elimination match. So already we saw 1 team lose and get knocked out earlier on in our first matchup. Now Rise or Elevate can find that same fate here if they drop the next maps in the series. Matt, do you think this one goes to a Game 5, or is Rise Nation closing it out? I
actually think Rise Nation closes out. Okay. If you were actually going to ask me that before the uplink, I would have said a Game 5. But with just how passive, and you almost look at like it was a little bit of like scared play from the side of Elevate there, not to challenge those gunfights, I feel like going into throwback, Rise Nation has a huge advantage.
Rise Nation does have a huge advantage now. The facial expressions looking a little bit more different for this team as they're getting back in the zone. Elevate, you got a long way home if you lose in this next map.
I think they put together a pretty good showing, though, here this weekend this far. Obviously, Elevate, they come in, a brand new European squad. You were just kind of questioning like what they could bring to the table. They've definitely shown some very nice things thus far here at PSX, looking to build on this going forward into the CWL for Infinite Warfare. We can take a look at the stats real quick. Watson goes even. He had Reedy, -1, but Shawnee and Zed do not show up there for Elevate.
Shawnee and Zed definitely do not. 19 and 29 from Shawnee, Zed 18 and 26, 0 points for Reedy, Shawnee, and Zed. The only one was a dunk from Watson. On the other side of things, though, a well-rounded effort, some hero plays from Felony, Vicento, and Aqua. Looney. It was a quiet game for him, but he did more than what he needed to do. Well-rounded is the way to put it for Rise Nation in that one.
It was just the slaying towards the middle of the map and the opposing team's base that decided that. I mean, you know, Elevate, they were only able to pick up kills in their own base. That's really about it. They never got any good pushes on the offensive side of things, and that's obviously going to lead to a Rise Nation victory there in Uplink. Put them one game away from moving on into the bracket, and I think that's definitely a spot they expected to be in. Did not expect to get 3-0'd yesterday by this Elevate squad.
No.
Little bit of a shocker, and then barely make it by E United. I feel like yesterday for Rise Nation, it was just like, let's just survive the day. Like, let's just make it through the day into Sunday.
And they did.
And then, like, let's just totally just wipe our minds of everything that happened on Saturday and just move forward.
They're going to need to. They have not looked that great in hard points so far this weekend. The one that they've won was 250 to 249. So can they make it happen here? We're going into throwback hard point. I absolutely love this map for this game mode. As we've said, we hope you're enjoying the coverage of the Call of Duty World League PlayStation Experience Invitational presented by the PS4. It just flows off the tongue, man.
And here's a one I'm looking to see who steps up on Rise Nation. You expect Aqua to come in with a big game in the slaying department. This one, though, it's not one that you would, figure that the more passive teams win it. Like, this is obviously a very fast-paced map. It's just kind of how Infinite Warfare is as a whole, where aggression's going to pay off, the slaying's going to pay off. I feel like Elevate can definitely come in, have a little bit more firepower than Rise Nation. Somebody besides Aqua needs to step up for Rise.
I just want to let everybody know we have to get a quick restart of the lobby. Blame Vicento for that one.
Join the wrong team?
Join the wrong team, so we'll get that one reset for you here quickly. Vicento, now Aqua's making fun of him. I could just tell by how they're interacting with each other.
Yeah.
Aqua, a smile from Aqua is rare, and typically it only comes when he makes fun of his teammates. There, Vicento says he's good to go. So we'll hop right back into it. Throwback hardpoint again. Major shout out to Infinity Ward with how quick these maps load on in, with how fast and smooth the transition is between maps. Been absolutely loving it, and they've been so willing to listen to feedback, which has been such an incredible part. Last year we had it. This year we have it again. It's been brilliant to work with them, and we'll now get into Game 4 as Vicento. Can I confirm he joins the right team? Yes, he does. Beautiful stuff, Vicento.
Yeah, you gotta love it. It's just a willingness to improve, the overall game for the competitive scene, esports scene, and then obviously, even improve our just broadcast tools with Codcaster. It's one of the best Codcaster modes we've seen at the beginning of the Call of Duty title.
It looks beautiful. There's more stuff on the way, folks. We're just getting started here in the COD World League. As Vicento, he's gonna run down the bike path. Don't know where his bike is, but unfortunately he'll get shot in the back, and off the break, it will be a map positioning control over to Elevate.
It's quite odd you mentioned that. There's I don't know if I've seen any bikes actually on this map.
No.
Or a map with a bike path.
I can confirm that I don't know if I've seen a bike ever on this path.
No, there's never been any bikes on the bike path. But we'll be Elevate. They have a 1 second lead here. Not really much to talk about at the beginning. Is both teams just kind of flooding towards the middle of the map, just trading kills. Nobody able to get any good solid control.
That's kind of how this map is. You see, Zed was the one trying to make a pinch happen through that mid-rails area. 4 times multi-kill for Looney. That's why Vicento yelled, "Let's go, Looney!" He's already getting hyped. He knows what's on the line here. He wants these Europeans to travel on home on that long flight, sad, thinking, man, I just lost to Rise Nation.
Well, I think if Elevate does lose here, though, they have a lot to build on, a lot of good things to build on. They've looked very good, but we go into the second hard point here. It's going to be in Barn, and it's going to be Rise Nation with control a bit early, and you got to wonder if just what happened in that uplink has just kind of thrown this Elevate team for a loop, because right now they just do not look coordinated, not on the same page.
Hey, I'm not jumping to any conclusions, because I said the same thing in the first hard point when Rise were up by 100 seconds, and they only won by 1. So I'm not going to count Elevate out of this anytime
Yeah, but
soon.
you can't consistently get off to poor starts in hardpoint and expect to win them. It's like you're just kind of gambling at that point.
That is correct. Felony and Vicento, the two-men wrecking crew, shut down the pressure from Elevate. 50-6 now, Matt, and something's bothering you over there, I can just tell.
I mean, it's just the way that Elevate is playing. It just seems to be way too frantic. Like, look, there's one player all the way on the other side of the map, 10 seconds left. It's like now you have other players flooding in. It's like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to rotate? Are you trying to push for the garbage time? Like, it just seems like they're so uncoordinated right now.
What I was just looking at there, I'm wondering if Zed just mistakenly rotated towards the baseball hardpoint, thinking it was at field, because he pushed all the way to blue. You were talking about it, and then out of nowhere, you just see him hold down the sprint button, get it back across the map.
So it's quite funny, actually. A few of the players, like, I watch, like, and I'll be like, I watch FaZe a lot, right? And there's some times where, like, Clay will go to Zuma and be like, where are you going? Zuma's just like, oh, I forgot where to go.
I remember the one time Attach was like,
we were watching.
Wait, there's another hard point on this hill? Like, he had no idea what was going on. It's funny.
And they're still beating people as well, which is like...
I mean, that's what happens when you play the most out of any team. 50-second lead for Rise Nation. And right now, the slang is even, Matt, and we talked about this a couple times this series, how that differs, how that goes in one team's favor. Why is there a difference? Right now, all the kills have come in the hard point for Rise Nation, and they've had the spawns to supplement it as well.
I mean, it's just meaningful kills versus just kind of kills just in the middle of the map. And you look, I'm actually just bringing up the stats real quick on my screen. The side of LA has 1 defend. Inside of Rise Nation, you see
12.
12. So you kind of see where the kills are coming in, those high-impact kills coming in for Rise Nation. That's why they're so heavily in the lead.
Looney in an awkward engagement here by Bowling. He knows he needs to stay alive, wants to be able to pressure with his teammates. That flechette grenade does hit the wall, nearly gets him a kill, but unfortunately, Reedy and crew, they'll push this one out.
So look at how different of a push that is, right? Elevate gets control of the hill. Rise Nation, they wait for their teammates. They're trying to set up some coordinated play. The side of Elevate, when we saw Rise Nation get in control of the hill, they were just flooding one by one by one. Like, this is such a good push here coming in from Rise Nation that they're able to get the hill back.
This is actually a nice job of Zed staying alive. He's forcing Elevate, or he's forcing Rise Nation, to put some pressure towards Bowling. Unfortunately, does die, and now his teammates are trying to push through from 2 different areas, but Aqua and Felony, with perfect communication, 2v4 the pressure, and will go ahead, get the scrap time for their team as they rotate towards the line.
Yeah, now you see the rotation actually coming in for Rise Nation, so they're already there. They're set up. Vicento has 1 gunfight to win, and they're really not even going to check the back here. You got to expect, a team of the caliber of Rise Nation to rotate a little bit earlier than that. So now we see Elevate get control of the hill. Let's see how Rise plays this. They get a split spawn. You see it's going to be Vicento spawning all the way down at the bottom of your screen by bike path. See if they set up here and try and get a pinch, but now you
everyone I'm swapping to is dying.
Now it's Rise Nation just flooding in one by one. They have to be careful because Elevate is starting to creep back up into the score.
Rise Nation going for whatever push they can, but right now, look at the combined streak that's now starting to develop for Elevate. They had 4 players on a 2 streak there momentarily. They're getting all this time on this hard point, and again, just like the last hard point, an 80-second lead, now down to just 30.
It's like, I feel like everything I said that Rise Nation was doing good when we were over at the baseball field, they have just thrown it completely out the window. You see, look, just 1 player trying to take out 2, not going to work. Here comes another player just flying in.
They're nowhere near each other.
You're just giving Elevate like 3 kills as you just keep pushing up one by one. It also helps that Reedy starting to shoot much better. Was there on a 5 streak. He's going to fall, but Elevate has battled their way right back into this game.
Well, they have to make this one close, apparently. Rise Nation just can't take a hard point with ease. That's the end of the first rotation. The first, 3 hills dominated by Rise. The last one, not the same, as Elevate now find themselves within striking distance in this game. And Reedy, you mentioned his shot getting better, now 21 and 17. I'm going to follow him off the respawn.
And I will say, to coordinate as a team when the game is this fast, it obviously becomes very difficult to do, but you just need to kind of get with your team and your communication and just kind of slow the game down and just make those good pushes and make things effective, because otherwise I feel like this game can kind of spiral out of control pretty quick.
Yeah.
You just kind of get into the rhythm of just playing fast and frenetic, and then the next thing you know, you're down by like 100 points.
I mean, what is it? What makes you stop playing that way? Is it a vocal leader on your team saying, guys, let's slow it down? Is it like a group realization, like, let's just change this up? What is it for a team?
Yeah, it just takes kind of somebody to like step away from like actually like the micro decisions in the game and just look at like all the macro things going on and just decide like, okay, like we're losing a lot of these fights. We're just flooding in one by one. We need to change something up quick because what we're doing right now is just not working. It's very difficult to kind of distinguish that in the middle of a game this fast when you're trying to manage all the small decisions as well.
Yeah, we do listen-ins a lot of times on these championship Sundays where we hear from teams exactly what the communication sounds like, and the best typically have that shot call and can go, guys, stop this right now. Let's refocus our attention towards this area of the map, change something up. Finally, it does look like Elevate do just that. They hit 3 through that backline area, catch Rise off guard, and now they'll be back within 20.
It's like every team knows what to do. Like, they know how to break these hills. It's just whether they can like coordinate it in time. You see, it's going to be Elevate picking up 2 kills inside the hard point, 20 seconds left on this one. So I like the idea that they're just going to fight for this time, get the score even closer here. And about 12 seconds left on it. They have a chance to take the lead if they hold on to this hard point.
Well, Matt, we're going towards a hard point that can be very frantic for these squads. I want to do a listen-in with Rise Nation, hear what that communication sounds like as they're now in a tied game.
Watch middle, watch middle. Last one middle.
No, he pushed 3,
I got him.
Bowling, one shot!
Bowling.
I'm watching over you. I'm
One
going
out,
to
one shot.
top
Mid, yeah, 2 bowling, 2 left side. Yeah, you're good. I know.
One more. Top train, go top train.
I spawn bowling.
Go top train. He might contest.
Two one shots!
Coming to you. Stay on that side, boy.
Yeah, two. Get on contest. He's on it.
Nice,
He
good job.
put his little thing down.
Yeah, I'm using my scarab.
I got you.
We can help. He's EMP'd left
Sidewalk, two sidewalk.
I got one and help.
Behind you guys.
Turn, he's right behind you.
Got me.
Nice try.
Two.
On top here.
Two sidewalk. Yeah, we should just go blue here.
Yeah, go bowling. Behind you. Dead.
Middle. Watson and Hill.
Get that.
I got one and help. There's 2 top trains.
Yeah,
I got you.
Make sure we
Oh yeah, I'm blue already.
Got the top.
Watch underpass. Could be top our building too.
Yo, underpass, he's pushed out. He's moved. There, one shot. It's Reedy.
Dude, Hill. I need help. I'm waiting, Danny.
Well, keep
I spawned
rewinding. I'm
top
pretty sure there's one help.
Got the other blue. They're spawning blue.
Spawning blue.
Get the back. He camo. He's in the back.
I got one.
In the back.
I don't see him.
I'm hitting the back.
What's close
I
to
don't
us?
see him in the back.
Pinching.
He's high.
I got one.
I'm pinching.
Far back, hurt.
Nice.
Shit.
Turn. Bowling.
Bowling.
Oh, I needed you.
It's all good.
Bowling, Watson, one shot.
Go back, Bryce.
Yo, watch blue.
I spawned out blue. I'm coming blue right
I
now.
have underpass.
Yo, they're hitting
Bowling.
underpass.
Blue.
Don't worry, get blue.
Reedy.
So you need to kill him for me.
I got him.
Two bowling.
We got enough time. Rotate here.
Yeah.
We're rotating.
Yeah.
30 point lead.
Rotate.
Yeah, we can get chased.
Rotate. He's
Yeah,
chasing.
Yeah, he's chasing, dude. Zed.
One shot.
I just fucking saw him.
I'm gonna go hide.
All right, we'll be fine. You'll kill
I
this
have
guy.
kinetic.
Sidewalk on me. He hit middle.
He sprinted at me.
Always love the listen-ins from these pro players. You hear how frantic the call-outs
Yeah.
are for Pacento, but even there they say rotate, give it up. But in the end, they don't actually win the gunfights near this next hill, and Reedy and crew will bring this within a 10-point game.
So it's interesting. You hear a lot of just like calling out where players are, locations or whatnot. You actually never like heard during that like where actually they were like watching. Like I'm watching this. Nobody's like not really communicating on that level. But you actually see it's going to be Zed so close to full streak. He gets that. That completely changes the game up. It's going to be Elevate, though, taking the lead. They actually have control of this back area here. They're in a very good spot. You see, it's actually Zed that spawns out over in the field, and he calls it out to his teammates, and that's going to be where they're going to be able to focus a little bit more over towards this grandma side. And you see Shawnee just doing a fantastic job staying alive, just not peeking this, does not need to. Now going to pop out, has the reactive armor. No need to use it here as teammates flying in, but it's going to be Aqua and Looney picking up some big kills. Should be able to open this one up for Rise Nation, take the last few seconds.
They will get the scrap time, but what was a 30-second lead at that baseball hard point, now a 20-second deficit. Kills are going to be majorly important on this rotation. What can Looney do? He's got his reactive armor as well. Zed and Watson trying to lock down this rails area of the map. It does look like Rise Nation, for the moment, will force the spawns out on the side of Elevate, and they're now back within 15, but Streaks will begin to bombard it.
Yeah, we'll see how many Zed can get with him. I feel like Streaks we've seen this weekend just taking out teammates, and he actually gets Felony, and that's going to be a 4 dead there for Rise Nation. Now you see Elevate, they're going to be able to set up, see how much time they can get on this center hard point. It would be huge. We don't see a ton of time taken from either team usually on this hill. If you saw Elevate gets it up there, maybe take an extra 10-15 seconds, would have been a huge buffer for the rest of the game.
Beautiful stuff from Zed, man. The guy just can't be stopped. He was on a 9 streak, now a 6 streak. Make it 7. Zed has been 16-2 in his last couple of lives. Now 43-28. He's got the hot hand. I'm following him through the respawn.
With only 5 seconds left on this, it's going to be Rise Nation giving this time up to Elevate. They're going to rotate a little bit early
I think
here.
we're seeing a game 5.
Yeah, I think we are. They're not able to get over there in time, Rise Nation. They're trying to go through fields. They're trying to push over towards Barn. It's going to be Looney able to get 2. Needs a teammate to follow up, and that's going to be actually Looney just coming in through that side door, able to pick up another one. So now they have control, Rise Nation. They have a chance. They could actually close out here if they're able to hold on.
But they're not even comfortable. They have a player flanking behind them. They get 3 dead. The 1v1 in the hard point, though, won by Reedy. He gets both. 247, Reedy with 3 now as he nearly shuts the door on Rise Nation. This one looking like it's going to be done. Looney with the pressure. That is it. Elevate will force the game 5. And I hear Reedy yelling some things that my mother would not be proud to hear.
Yeah, no, Reedy's talking a lot to this Rise Nation squad. And Rise, They have a lead there early.
He's speaking in European.
But you saw, like, I feel like we see it with a lot of teams. It's like you're up and he's speaking in European.
I don't think that's a language.
No, that's not.
We speak.
I've traveled all over Europe. They speak many languages in Europe, not just one central.
I'm sorry.
It would actually be pretty cool if they kind of agreed on just one central European
all right,
language.
fine, guys. We'll speak on this one.
Yeah,
language,
it's like, guys, all right, fine. We'll give in. We'll also
fine. We'll give it up. But no, what a game.
But you actually saw, like, you know, we were talking about Elevate playing a little bit frantic. It's like you saw things kind of set in for Rise Nation where they start just run all over the place. From, you know, they have a lead, and then as soon as the lead gets taken away, it seems like every good thing they've had going on, like, they just kind of throw out the window, and they're just trying to, I don't want to say like make hero plays, but you're just trying to like get in and make that big two-piece and just open things up for your team, and it's just not a play style that's going to result in consistent outcomes.
No, and there you saw the game from both of these squads. Watson with a big map there. Want to make sure we have this Codcaster all good for this final game, so I'm actually going to leave the lobby and rejoin just to make sure I get this all set up.
You should do that, Jack.
We swap those, and that'll be right. Hopefully, if not,
yes.
I probably just lost my job, but it's okay, guys. We're about to go to a Game 5. Yesterday, if you missed it, Elevate 3-0'd Rise Nation in quick and easy fashion. This time around, it has been a different story. We're now going to another Search and Destroy. It will be a Game 5, and this one will be on Crusher. So, first time I've seen Crusher so far this weekend.
Yeah.
This map, there could be some sniper play.
Yeah.
And yesterday, Reedy had some crafty sniper shots that Vicento and crew were not ready for. I'm wondering if he has similar things here on Crusher.
And on the side of Rise Nation, you probably look for the sniper to go into Aqua's hands. He's been one of the better snipers through, you know, competitive Call of Duty in the past. So you expect the sniper to come out on the side of Rise Nation as well.
Last year, there would be times where he'd run around with the sniper like he had a submachine gun in his hands, where he just didn't care.
And it was like plays
didn't
were
respect
like,
his opponents.
I remember a few times like casting it, I was like, this is dumb.
Oh yeah.
It was like, what he's doing is stupid. And then like he'd get 2 kills, so like, well, now I look kind of stupid.
That happens a lot, Matt, as Aqua is quite the capable player. I'm seeing the teams just get their classes set up so we can get into this Game 5. The countdown has begun. Reedy, again, the emotional leader for this team. Rise Nation staying cool, calm, and collected. Fist bumps all around. We're getting to it, folks. Predictions in the chat right now.
Who do you got, Jack?
Spam it. I want that chat to go so fast. It's Game 5. You know what?
I know you're friends with the Rise Nation dudes.
I can tell you, man. I can smell what these guys will do. I can smell it.
You can
and
smell
right
them.
now, I smell Reedy with that sniper rifle, and man, it smells good.
You still haven't given me a prediction.
I haven't. I typically avoid giving predictions, but this time around, I'm
just going to keep asking you until you give me one.
Do I want Rise Nation to win, or do I bet against the Europeans and then them win like always? I'm going to bet against the Europeans, so Rise are going to take this one.
I think we're going to see another European team into the bracket. Okay. I think this is one where Elevate can definitely come out and use some interesting strategies, kind of throw Rise Nation off guard. And you got to remember, Search and Destroy, it's not a game mode that the pro teams really practice too much. Like, you know, we usually see them play wagers and tournaments and whatnot, but usually it's like kind of like a mix of different players from different teams. So just trying to put
Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, Zed, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that we had to watch that.
That was ugly.
Oh, gosh. Felony gets that first blood. It was traded. Reedy with the sniper whips the shot. And Vicento sees him as well. He's going to try to wait for his teammates to get there, which is a smart play. Beautifully done by Vicento. Nearly hip fires the third. Great communication from Rise Nation gives him that first round win. And a little help with the turn and burn there.
I was trying to get a look at, like,
Felony.
Zed's face when that happened, but, like, that was, like...
It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
Yeah, that just can't happen.
I see our camera now right in Zed's face. So that if that happens again, we'll catch it, but hopefully for his sake it doesn't.
If that happens again, it's like,
saying,
yeah,
okay,
no.
well, you know what? That's what his thought
That's
was.
when you hope like your teammates don't catch too. It's like,
yeah.
Hopefully nobody saw how Felony was able to. It's like you just call out that you died. It's like, hopefully nobody sees
didn't go my way.
Happened.
Sorry, guys. Okay, now look at this pressure. They spotted the cross, but was it enough to prompt a rotation? If you look at your minimap, yes. So Rise Nation see multiple go towards B, and now they'll go ahead and take matters in their own hands and force the agenda near the site.
Well, Felony being that aggressive and picking up that first kill, it's just kind of forced the side of Elevate to just be trapped over by the B bomb site.
Okay, Aqua.
Very fast round there.
Well, it's strictly because of the way the route they just took.
Yeah.
If you've played S&D on this map, you know the shot call. Captain Ace, Captain Price, told me. Whenever we play this map together, he goes, go all the way through our spawn so they can't see us on that rotation.
Captain Price has told me a lot of things.
Yes.
I don't know.
I trust that one because if they go through their spawn, maybe they don't get 4 people collapsing on them and instantly winning the round.
Captain Price is right. 1 out of every
20
times.
Yes. But you know what? That one time he is
I love
right.
you, Pat.
It always seems to be the one that works out, just like the chance.
No, Pat's actually one of the better S&D minds I think we have in competitive Call of Duty. So I kind of trust his judgment. You see Elevate playing very far back here on the defensive side of things as Reedy gets pushed all the way back. And just look at how much map that they're getting up to Rise
But I
Nation
want to
here.
say, the reason it's possible is because Rise go through their spawn.
Yeah.
Elevate don't know that there's 3 hitting this, so now they're late in the rotation and the bomb's already been planted.
I mean, you have Elevate
Look
just
at
kind of
Felony.
trapped.
Look at
in,
Felony!
like-
No, Felony, you had so many kills! Only gets 1. Kills now being traded by both sides. Vicento trying to push towards this crate area. Aqua left by himself. He knows the other player is weak as well. Challenges in Aqua with both. He cuts him down, and Rise Nation are cruising right on through this Game 5.
I feel like that's a round where Rise should have won a little bit easier. I mean, Felony comes on the flank. That's what the second time in Search and Destroy we've seen him come on these long flanks and not be able to pick up like 1 kill.
He's licking his lips. He's like, this is going to be a juicy play. Next thing you know, thought he had the first kill, switches his aim. Didn't have it quite yet, but thankfully
he's like trying to make
one.
that play. Remember at the beginning of Stage 1 last year, the Nagafin with the routes
Oh,
play?
yeah,
He's
yeah.
trying to pull off his own version of the Nagafin with the routes, the flank with a big 3-piece.
Not up to that level yet. Aqua's 5-0, 6-0. He's got Rewind. Elevator just trying to force something to happen, and so far it's been a counter from Rise Nation every single round.
This has been disastrous for Elevate this far. They even have the man count up to 2 apiece, but
Aqua is unreal right now, 7-0. He actually uses the Rewind after the round is over. The man doesn't even care.
I didn't pick Elevate in this, did I?
I think he did. I'm just going to say that to make you look bad, but
I
I
have an
can't
option
remember.
to change.
Yeah, you can.
All right, I'll go with Rise.
All right, good.
They look
wow.
to be, they look
Matt,
to be
this is
pretty
why
well.
you're one of the most knowledgeable podcasts.
Listen,
What a prediction.
listen, Jack. You know, I'm right most of the time.
Yes, especially when the team you're now voting for is up 4-0 in Search and Destroy. A little bit more of a passive play from Rise
Easy
this round,
wins.
as they have someone all the way in the back map. Felony just doesn't care.
He's just
Felony just
challenging
flies out
everything.
middle and just somehow wins that first engagement.
Which is like, it's so interesting that like Elevate, they win that hard point. They're playing so aggressive, tons of confidence. Then we come into this one, it's like Rise is just running at them and just pushing them further and further back into their spawn every round.
Chances of Aqua getting himself awarded in Search and Destroy is getting scary easy for him in this game. He's about to earn that bombardment, now moving closer and closer towards an enemy here inside this mid-U area. It is a 2v2, and does he recognize where these final players are? It doesn't appear so as of yet. Now might just fall back and play the objective.
Yeah, I think
Smart
they'll
play.
just get
Smart
the bomb
play.
down here over at the A bomb site. So should be an easy one for Rise Nation to hold down. You see Elevate, they have no idea what's going on. They've gone all the way
streak?
over and checked the B one.
Do you streak? Yeah, he's going to go ahead and
Yeah,
call
I
it in and see where these enemies are coming from. They're going to have to hide in this back garage area. Yeah, he's not even going to call it. He's going to go
No,
ahead
just to
and
get
use
the
it as a
vision,
pig.
so
Yep.
they know exactly where they're coming from now. Smart play by Rise Nation. They're going to play this from the opposite side of the site. They just have so many great angles locked down now. It's going to be Vicento
This is for
falling
a
to
warden.
Aqua
This
with
is for a
another
warden.
1v2 for a warden here. Saw him on.
Aqua just stands up and goes, I just got awarded an S&D. I've never even done that, and that's because I'm terrible. Aqua, 9-0.
I love how you had to clarify that you've never done that. Like anyone that's watching would have
Okay.
thought you would have
Okay,
done
guys,
that
you
before.
know what? I've won a gold. I've won a
The
gold.
only things I hear about your play is like Jack went 0-15 or
Oh,
Jack went 0-11
you had-
or
you
Jack
had-
fell
you
off
had
the
to bring that
map.
up on
Like
that. You just had to bring that up. Okay, I get it. No, I get it, man. I see where we're playing now. Aqua is fully streaked out. His team actually doesn't even need to do anything.
I think they're just gonna sit around and call him the warden to see what happens.
Yeah. He can just do whatever he wants at this point. 5-0 lead now for the side of Rise Nation. Aqua at 9-0. He's just sitting in the back. He's just sitting around waiting to call in this warden, and now the streaks will come into play.
Now we'll see how these streaks. No, it doesn't look like he's gonna use any of them. Just kind of get some vision with him, and now it seems like there's actually one player. It's gonna be Felony on a long flank here for the side of Rise Nation. He's able to take out Reedy. Does not look good for Elevate. It's going to be a 2v4 scenario. It's going to be Zed able to get one, so getting closer to evening up the man count.
Looney and crew just push it on through. They're staying together. They're doing what's worked for them so far this series. They know where the final two are. There's the cleanup. Rise Nation with a 6-0 there. I see one of the players quickly talking to a ref, but either way, in that round, in that scenario, I just don't see how the comeback is possible. I don't see where you go at that point.
Yeah, don't know exactly what happened there, but I do not think that would have changed the outcome whatsoever.
Yeah,
as,
you have a warden, you've got a bombardment.
Yeah, I mean,
And we'll go ahead and receive word on exactly how it's going to be called, but
You have you have a guy with full streaks. You're up
you have
5-0
multiple
rounds.
payloads. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
they're very
Or-
talented. Calling it a Warden, and I'm stacking that ace site and just letting the Warden command the outside of the map. 10-0 from Aqua in that map. Dominant stuff from him. We'll go ahead and receive word on exactly how this will play on out, but for now, this has been...
but for now, it
This
looks
has
like
been-
that Rise Nation. I mean, it's just a dominant performance
Yeah.
from them. I mean, obviously up 5-0. They win the 6th round, 6-0 there at Game 5.
Yeah.
They don't make it easy on themselves again, going all the way the distance, but we'll see what happens. Seems like Mud Dog here on stage just kind of talking with some of the players.
Yes, Mud Dog very tall, so it's easy to spot where he is. So that one either way looks like that it will go in favor of Rise. I'm not entirely sure. We'll hear exactly where that stands, but
With everybody
either
getting
way,
up, that looks
yeah,
like it's going in favor
I would
of
say
Rise.
so.
Yeah.
I would say so. It's a little bit of difference if it's like a very, very close map where you're seeing this and there's not someone with a Warden and a bombardment.
Right, I mean,
and
a guy
full
with
streaks.
full streaks. You have payloads.
5-0 round lead.
5-0,
Teams on
yeah, it's,
defense. Okay, I think
there's
at a certain point the teams just go, okay, guys.
a lot stacked up on the
Let's
side.
just be
You can
honest
tell
with each
that.
other here,
Yeah.
and I think that's exactly what happened.